Hey, it's Amy Scott Grant. They call me the Spiritual Ass Kicker, and I'm here with Spiritual Ass Kicker's Discovery Deck. And as you can see, there's red, blue, and yellow cards. Some people like to mix them all up together. That actually kind of drives me crazy. I really like to keep them separate. But your first step in getting to the root of any block is going to be to shuffle the cards. And whether you do it like me and shuffle all the yellows and then shuffle the reds and shuffle the blues, or whether you do it like other people and just shuffle them all together, it doesn't matter. Just hold the question in your mind while you're shuffling. So this is another example video. So I've asked a real person just like you to give me an example of some area where they're stuck, and I'm holding that intention in my mind. I'll tell you what it is in just a second as I'm shuffling the cards, and that's what I'd recommend that you do as well. Okay, the next person said, my issue is keeping money. Lately, every huge amount of money I make/receive, somehow a bigger tragedy happens, needing all the money I have, leaving me starting over each month. That's annoying, right? That sounds super frustrating. Okay, so let's get to the root cause of this block. Okay. I actually get that we're drawing one red card, two yellow cards. I'm just letting my intuition guide me as to which cards. And three blue cards. And again, if I didn't know, how am I getting that? I'm getting that intuitively. So if you don't know, roll the die, right? Okay, 2 and 3. Okay. Sacred contract. Energetic field and the not self. That's so interesting because, frankly, the not self does not come, it's not a card that comes up a ton when I use these cards. And here it is, it's come up twice in 2 readings with these examples. So I just find that interesting. Your energetic field, by the way, is like, it's like your field of energy, just like it sounds like, that you carry with you. Some people call it the aura. It's actually a little bit different from the aura, but it's close enough for what we're doing here. And then the 3 blue cards that came up, whoops, sorry, where's the camera? There we go. Stress, compassion, and shame. Okay? Isn't that cute? We made like a little pyramid there. Okay, stress, compassion, and shame. Okay. Now I'm just checking in to see how do these fit together? Well, we know that there's a sacred contract that is located both in this person's field and also in the way that they perceive themselves, which is not to be confused with the way they really are, right? This is just the way they perceive themselves. So this, in fact, because it's sacred contract, I feel like this sacred contract is lodged in their field, but there's language in the contract causing them to believe they are someone they are not, or they are somehow they are not, okay? The result is that is causing stress, suppressing compassion, and also causing shame. Okay, so obviously we're going to clear a sacred contract. That's what there is for this person to do. But before they do, we know the contract's in the field. Okay, fine. Doesn't change the way we do the contract. You know, the way that we would dissolve that contract. However, this not self piece that's here, that is, I feel like that's coming up to say, hey, identify what that is before you release the contract, because that part might need to be dealt with separately or rewritten or whatever. Okay? And obviously this is causing stress. I mean, wouldn't you be stressed if every time, like, yay, just manifested a big chunk of money and now the water heater broke. Bye chunk of money, you know, or the car, you need emergency dental work, or the car broke down, or like whatever. Or medical bills. That's like super frustrating. So I totally understand why that would cause a lot of stress. However, excuse me, I feel like stress is also an indicator here that, oh man, all of a sudden I had like this big tickle in my throat. Okay, so that also, even though throat chakra didn't show up as a location, there is something for this person that is not fully self-expressed because I can feel it in my throat. And as soon as I'm acknowledging, wow, there's something in this person that's not fully self-expressed, the weird thing in my throat is dissipating. Like the instant I started acknowledging it. It's almost like if you, have you ever had like an allergic reaction and your throat gets kind of itchy and then it starts to feel like it was closing up? That's like what I just experienced, okay? So there's something about letting money pile up and having wealth that there's some shame or guilt for you around, okay? The person with this issue, or you if you have the same issue as this person. And there's I also feel like too much money causes stress. I feel like that's a belief that you're holding. And somehow you're holding like starting over is somehow less stress than having too much money, because the too much money would also cause shame. Now, what is this compassion piece? Let me just check in. I feel like you have a belief that says if you amass too much money, you will lose your ability to feel compassion. Like you'll just become a cold-hearted, callous person if you were to suddenly have a lot of money. And so because you're struggling and every month you feel like you're having to start over and you're struggling and you're having to go through all this stuff, there's a part of you that is okay with that, part tied into the contract, because it allows you to have compassion for other people who are struggling. Man, I would totally want to clear that, right? All right, so there you have it. I'll hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.